just a reminder, if you ever have any questions about any of the decks I make, I'll always try to help answer them. If you have like a question about like why I'm using certain cards or what other cards could be, you know, subbed out if you don't have something, I'll do my best to try to give you options. Alright, it looks like we're against mono red. Our Shambling Ghast is actually going to be really good against this. Alright, yeah, the opponent's not willing to come in with the bunny. We'll bring out land and pass the turn. Unfortunately, the Imistrum Predator is only going to be good if we have another creature sacrifice with it on board to help protect it. Because they have burn spells that can kill it really quick. Alright, opponent's still not willing to risk their rabbit. It's actually to our benefit. Bring out another Shambling Ghast. And pass it back. Next turn, we'll bring out the Imistrum Predator, and we'll be able to always sacrifice anything then in response to protect our Predator. Alright, opponent still just only going to face with these Play with Fires. Because we held the 2 mana up this entire time, Deadly Dispute makes it so that way they can't kill our Ghasts. Because we can always sacrifice in response, still get our value. Either bring out the Stormseeker. Stormseeker will be able to attack in for some damage. Oh, they're going to put it on the rabbit, huh? Well, in that case, we'll go ahead and block, and we'll sacrifice it to the Deadly Dispute, just to make sure. We'll give it the -1/-1, just to get the rabbit off the board. And we'll bring out the Predator, and we'll pass it back. Now, if the opponent tries to burn off our Predator, we can sacrifice this in response to protect it. Unfortunately, it will tap our Predator, so we won't be able to block. Alright. Opponent doesn't play anything. We'll shift it to night. We're just going to go ahead and say we'll deal 4 damage. Get rid of this. Oh, cancel. We'll attack in. And we'll start exiling the spells from their graveyard to try to prevent them from being able to replay those with the little 2-drop that can be kind of pseudo-kicked to recast spells from graveyard. Alright, Moonveil Regent for our opponent. Bring out Kalain. Play a Goldspan Dragon. And attack for 10. Or actually, 11. Why am I not sending the Ghast? Because I want the Ghast still as sacrifice fodder, as well as ground blocker in case they play haste cards. Because their deck has a bunch of haste creatures, and I don't want to have them suddenly do tons of damage from nowhere. Now, granted, we are at 19 life. We could, you know, afford, but also, Ghast is just an easy block for them. Yeah, so like I was saying, lots of damage from nowhere. I was a little worried about this. So, Blade Historian, since it's both red and white, they choose to discard their hand, draw cards. It's a nice little combo they have going there. But it's not enough to save them, because this only gives them double strike on the attack. Next turn we attack in, we have lethal. Alright, just to mess with the opponent a little bit, we are going to sacrifice the Ghast. We'll give that -1/-1, and we make it so that way it doesn't hit us nearly as hard. We'll give them the GGs, and we're just going to attack in. We're not going to play anything else. And opponent has scooped it up. The reason why I was going to play anything else was I was going to try to end it. That way they don't feel like we were just, you know, messing with them. Alright, just to mess with the opponent a little bit, we are going to sacrifice the Ghast. But they couldn't, you know, stand seeing them take the hit. They had to scoop. Oh, also, again, if you ever have any questions, feel free to ask, and I'll try to do my best to answer. And it also give you answers for anything, like if you're looking to make the deck but you don't have certain cards, I'll try to help you find cards that may work instead of. Let's see. Off the open, I think we're gonna hit Mulligan just because we didn't get any black sources. Okay, this is a better hand. Not perfect, but better. I think what we're going to do is we're going to give up Deadly Dispute. I'm going to keep the Voltage Surge just in case we're against aggro. And we'll play Valky on turn 2 just to get an idea of what our opponent's working with. Alright, it's aggro. They land and try to go to attack. We're just going to kill that first. Okay, new target to kill. Never let Luminarch Aspirants survive. They're just going to give you bad times. Alright, Valky down on the board. Let's see what we're working with. We'll get rid of this Guardian of Faith here. So if you're not familiar with this, it's something White's actually been using more often lately, because it allows you to make it so any number of other target creatures you control phase out. It helps them protect their board against sweepers, as well as direct removal. Alright, so opponent brings out the Stonebound Familiar. We're going to go for the Skullport Merchant here. Get ourselves a nice 1/4 defender. I should say blocker instead of defender. Doesn't actually have defender. If they put an attacks in, we just block to get rid of this Usher. Unfortunately, it means that they probably have the land that they can discard. Yep, there's Iganjo. Alright, we're going to play Immature Predator out. And we will attack in with the Valky. Oh, no, I don't want to activate Valky. I want to attack with Valky. Alright, Luminarch Aspirant on the board. Alright, we are going to block that. And we are going to sacrifice our Valky. This will give them back the ability to replay this to protect their cards. But we kind of need to get that off the board. I forgot, this keeps growing whenever we exile stuff. That's awkward. Well, Submit 0. Get rid of Luminarch Aspirant. Or Aspiring. Aspiring. Of course, they rip an Adeline off the top. Alright, we play Atushi, and we have to hold up on the blocks, because otherwise we are dead. Really? Alright. Do you attack an opponent? Because I can use Immature Predator here to block. And we can sacrifice that also. Sadly, we do not have a second red source. Because I would have used Windfall here just to try to draw into some more options. Dahlia is nothing important. We can always just use this to kill her if we need to. So we get the block here, sacrifice, get treasures. I know that the opponent was going to do this, so it's not surprising. Get rid of Thalia. Well, she's actually going to be phased out, so I guess I don't need to worry about her. Okay. See, you phased out the dog, so I can just exile this for fun. Put a pause on our opponent's upkeep. X5. This does take all of our mana to do it, but we get to get rid of the Adeline. We gain 4 life back. Question is the opponent willing to start attacking and trading off their things? They are not. Shambling Ghast really good here because we can use it to block something and still give -1/-1 kill something. Because this prevents damage. -/- still unaffected by it. Sun Gold Sentinel. Have an annoying card. Because we actually can't block this with how it works. And we can't kill it because I can just give it hexproof. Alright, I'm going to sacrifice the Shambling Ghast off. I think. No, I can't afford to. I need the blocker. Oh, man, we are getting really hosed on our red sources. Opponent's probably going to start attacking in with this and just chip us down until they can just win with an all attack. So I can't block because they chose black. Alright, I hate doing this, but I'm gonna have to. Not exactly what we were looking for, but we can at least make use of this. Now that could still just activate it in response. Gotta be kidding me. We're dead next turn, aren't we? Attack in with this, we can't block it. Attacks, 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 attacks. Yeah, activate that and attack too. Force them to tap more of their mana. We really need to just draw Toxtrol off the top of the deck in order to survive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can use this on here. Sacrifice. Not gonna get gold span. The opponent realizes they have a lethal on the attack. I was really trying to set up so that way we could try to play Toxtrol and survive, but... Alright. Opponents finally realize that they can actually come in and finish us off here. At the very least, I will kill these. Doesn't matter. Yep, that was unfortunate. We couldn't play our draw spells for so long because we got stuck with only one red source. And in a treasure deck where we're all about being able to generate so many treasures, that's usually not an issue. But we didn't get any of the treasure generating spells except for the double red spell. This seems like a keepable hand here, so we'll try. So we're against blue-green with maybe a splash of black. Not entirely sure what that means we're playing against. Alright, they also have the Celestis. Kind of wondering if we're against maybe like the oh, one of those 5-color decks. But it seems to just be black, blue, green. We'll attempt a 2-sheet. Alright, opponent's got a Memory Deluge. Nice thing about a 2-sheet is that it does avoid sweepers like Shadow's Verdict, because it's a 4 cost instead of the 3 or less. Not too many people have been playing that removal as of late, but it still does see some occasional play. Meat hooking for 4. Yeah, I forgot to count into that, but that's fine. Get ourselves a lot of treasure. Do we go for even more treasure, or do we go for the top 2 cards? We have Toxel, which is our highest mana cost on hand, so we can actually play whatever we get off the top. That was actually a pretty good hit, because we can play both of those. Alright, and we'll play a Mirror Breaker, or Mirror Breaker there. And we'll also throw out the Skullport Merchant. Might have been a little greedy going for all of that, but... I mean, Skullport we could have just held in hand. I'm just going to try to force the opponent to actually have a second, like, meat hook. Our Baleful Mastery is exile, so we can't get it back anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We know they have negates, but they discarded a negate. I'm just trying to think of, do we go for the Valky here, or do we just sacrifice this? We actually have the ability to create another treasure thanks to this, so I'm going to go for the sacrifice. We were able to sacrifice it because the treasure was able to be sacrificed for 2 because of the Goldspan Dragon. So we get to thankfully keep one of our treasures. Discard 2 to draw 2. I think I'm good with keeping what we have in hand. I guess we can get rid of Windfall. I think that's the only card I want to discard here. Let's attack in. Alright, I'm going to attempt Tibalt here. I don't know if it will stick or not. I have no clue what our opponent's really running. Steal top cards. I could steal the Celestis from them, but I'd rather just go for the pluses. Alright. Still a field trip from them. I'm not sure how useful that's going to be. Like, if our opponent had drawn it, I think it wouldn't have been that helpful for them in the long run anyway, so... It does give you the learn mechanic, and we don't have any learn cards in our sideboard. So all it is a discard draw if we want to do it. Oh, geez, they march for 7. Alright. Did they have to exile something? They exiled the Meat Hook for that. We're just going to attacking on the board. We're not going to add anything new. The reason why I'm not adding anything new to the board is I think we already have enough that we're pressuring them with what we have. And the only thing I think could answer the board with would be a sweeper. So we don't want to give them more things to punish us if we apply to the board. I guess I could have ran out the Toxel, but I think I want to hold on to it for right now. Yeah, see, there's a sweeper. So that destroys everything 2 or less. So we sacrifice the treasures. And we will sacrifice this. Draw a card. And they'll get 1 mana. I guess 2 mana, because they destroy their own Meat Hook Massacre. Alright. Soul Transfer it is. They don't have anything in their graveyard that actually have recurred with that yet, no? No, they don't. I imagine our opponent probably wins with Planeswalkers. Which one, I'm not entirely sure. Probably a Renin 7 or something is in their deck. Tested talents, alright. Bring that out on black. I guess we go for Magda. We'll use their field trip. This only searches for force, but I wanted to try to discard draw. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this when I was doing the deck things. This is actually a nice little combo, because whenever a dwarf becomes tapped, we get treasures. Skullport Merchant is a dwarf. So, nice little convenient thing there. Alright, Punt's still not doing anything. Imagine this is they're going to start casting these from their graveyard. Emission Predator here is a good card for us to have because it allows us to exile at least one of those copies from their graveyard. It's also a very resilient creature for most control. But we do know that the opponent is running exile-based removal and minus removal, so... Alright, they're going for that. I'm actually going to sacrifice Magda in response. And I'm going to get rid of that from their graveyard. So, opponent forgot that when Immature Predator becomes tapped, we can exile cards from their graveyard. And we can just sacrifice any creature just to force the tap. So we've now dealt with 2 of their Meat Hook Massacres. At this point, I think we start eating our treasures for draw with Skullport Merchant. Because we have more than enough lands. Alright, Shigeki getting Baleful Mastery and Sky Turtle. Can't really do much about that. I mean, if we let that resolve, we just draw anyways. But we might as well sacrifice it. Get our draw. And we'll sacrifice one more thing. Draw again. Alright, let's go ahead and discard. That's a good mill. Get Goldspan. And we'll get aggressive. Now the problem is the opponent can loop this into the Shigeki and get cards back from their graveyard again. But I don't think they would be able to keep doing that with the amount of mana that they have to keep removing our things. And this would actually be able to, still close the game against them. Hello there, Heretical. Welcome to the stream. I see it's your first time chatting. Ever have any questions, make sure to ask, and I'll try to help you out with anything that you have a question on. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Oh, doing all right, doing all right. We're just playing some treasures with the new Fable Breaker. So far, the deck's been working out really well. Let's see. Try to see if there's a way for us to pressure the opponent for a lethal this turn. Fortunately, we are a little lacking on gold spans in play. Going to see if I can discard the Abandoned Mire here and mill one into our graveyard. quite get lucky on that, but we'll grab Valky. And we'll bring Valky out. That way we can just keep pressuring the opponent on stealing their own cards. Unfortunately, still a land. Alright. In that case, Den of the Bugbear it is. But how are things going for you there, Heretical? You enjoying the what you're seeing? Or has your day been going well in general? Sky Turtle to bounce our Den. We're fine with that. It slows us down a turn for being able to actually attack with the... An extra turn for attacking with it since this has to come play tapped, but it's alright. Alright, Soul Transfer gets rid of Valky once more. Opponent's going to dig up an answer. That's it. We actually can't put Toxtrol onto the board if they go and get a Meat Hook Massacre. And we don't get to know what they get with the dig up because it doesn't say that you reveal it. Since it's a search any card. Alright, we're not going to put anything new to the board. Alright, Sky Turtle Bounce doesn't give us a draw trigger from Goldspan, but they let us get the attack trigger off, which is kind of the important part on that. Because we get more treasures, more sacrifice options. I think... what do we do? What do we do? We'll go ahead and bring out Toxtrol. And we'll pass it back. Nice thing about Toxtrol is that it is a nice big body, and if the opponent wants to answer it, it's going to cost them a bit. I think, yeah, alright, opponent scoops it up. I was going to say, I think we have this, partially because the opponent only has 4 mana open, we have a 7/7 on board, which is swinging lethal there, and then we have just drawn the second Goldspan for the hand. Oh boy. It was an interesting deck by the opponent. I hadn't seen this. I mean, I've seen the Shigeki Sky Turtle loop before, but I hadn't seen what they were really trying to use for a finisher still. I'm actually not sure what their intended win con was. I mean, I guess they still had like Hall of Storm Giants as a win con, but I don't know what they were trying to win with. Okay, off the opener. I think we have a pretty good hand here. We'll go ahead and keep it. Just went with the idea of we're just going to play Valky out, see what we're working with. Oh, hey, you're back. Nice seeing you back here. I guess we're playing against red-white equipped warriors here. This is a deck you never see played. I do think it's interesting that the opponent is trying out the Achroma Warrior, which is just... It's an expensive card to play, but at least, you know, you can play it for a land. So, benefit to that, I suppose. We'll bring out our Skullport Merchant, and we'll try to attack the opponent with the Shaman Gas. If they block with the Blade Master, we can always just have it do the -1/-1 to get rid of it. So, Dancing Sword can come down and equip to the Blade Master. going to come in for a lot of damage here, and I think we're going to have to just take it this turn. I honestly was overlooking that once when I decided what I was doing. Alright, they decided to hold back on the blocks. I'm going to try to see if I can catch the opponent off guard here. I'm going to play Magna. I'm going to attack in with the Skullport Merchant. Get ourselves the treasure. And they choose to take it. Alright. See, my first dog name when I was a kid was Kiki. Actually, Kiki's a pretty common name for dogs, and it's a shame to hear that Kiki's no longer with us, though. But yeah, no, I remember all of my old pets. I do miss them, unfortunately, but you enjoy them while they're around. Yep. So this is a warrior, right? No, it's a cleric. This only gives warriors double strike. I'm trying to think, we can't attack him with Skullport March anymore because this is too large. I was originally trying to bait them in the blocking because of Shambling Gas -1/-1. Or traded. Bring out Fable. And we'll pass. What TOE card you miss the most? Which one's TOE again? I'm actually forgetting what the abbreviation TOE is supposed to mean. Eldraine. Oh, Throne of Eldraine. Which one from Eldraine do I miss the most? Man, I'm not entirely sure which one. There was a number of really good cards from Eldraine. Now, here's the thing: is Eldraine had lots of stupidly overpowered cards. So I'm not sure if you want me to try to say one of the overpowered cards or one of the ones I actually truly enjoyed. Oh man, because I really like playing the Knights. So I have to say I do miss playing those in general. Because after all, the Marauding Knight or Murderous Knight, I'm blanking on the name exactly, but the black one that can go on a venture was probably one of my favorites. We're going to discard the Claim, redraw that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and kill this. They do get a 2/1 out of this, but we're fine with the Dancing Sword animating. We attack with all of these. We get ourselves a bunch of treasures. And thanks to Magda's ability, we can actually sacrifice all these treasures. Actually, 1, 2, 3. Transform. And we turn into the 3/3. And we'll pass turn. I was originally thinking it's like we could sacrifice the things there to go get dragons, but that wasn't I don't think that was the overall best plan. I think it was better to transform so that we deny the opponent a creature. But yeah, no, I do appreciate you making conversation there. I actually do chat in there. What was one of your favorite cards from Eldraine? Like I said, I really liked just playing with the Knights in general. I thought they were a fun tribe, but it's hard to isolate a single card from them because I was playing a tribe. Let's see. Go ahead and discard the mountain. Draw some cards. Nothing great there. Play this. Sorry, Gabo, but we need you to be a great sacrifice for us. We're just trying to get as many treasures out of it as we can. And we're going to hold up using the sacrifice from Magda until our next turn if we can. Or just do it as an instant speed kind of thing. There were a ton of really fun cards in Eldraine. And unfortunately, there was also just a number of banned cards from Eldraine. Let's see, how do you work again? Oh, you don't have the 1 mana for it. So you're going to pass. We're going to sacrifice our treasures here. And we'll go ahead and get ourselves the Imistrum Predator. I probably should go get Goldspan just to get another attack trigger for more. But we'll bring out Atushi. And from Atushi... Oh, wait, cancel. We sacrifice it. Get ourselves 3 treasures. Plus the treasure from Deadly Dispute. We'll go ahead and just sacrifice them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Goldspan Dragon. Oh, I accidentally clicked too far. I meant to use Reflection here. And we would have gotten the lethal in the air. Because then I could have gotten another Goldspan Dragon copy to attack. Well, okay, it wouldn't have been lethal. But it would have been close. You're gonna Pigment Storm? Alright, I have no clue what's with this opponent's deck. It's interesting. But this is... I'm surprised I'm playing against this kind of a deck in this high of a rank. Doesn't seem that amazing, but we'll trade this. Actually, could have just used Reflection to create a blocker here. But yeah, no, there we go. We get the win. So this was Kiki's Treasures that we just played. I think it actually was a really good deck. The one of Toxrill, we did see it come up a couple times. Didn't really feel like it was too impactful in most games, but I mainly liked the idea of trying to draw this into decks that had maybe a board state of like little creatures, and it could just reset the board and give us back the presence. But I'm thinking it might be something we might want to cut just in favor of a second march of the Wretched Sorrow, just because the early interaction was very helpful, plus the life gain. And I think it's overall a really good card for us to make use of for our removal, because we're relatively light on our removal options here. The Voltage Surge actually did come in handy in a couple of games, not only because it just does the 2 damage, but being able to sacrifice to deal 4 damage any of the artifacts really helps. Goldspan Dragons, obviously a backbone card of the deck. Imistrum Predators come in really handy. Atushi actually worked out really well a number of times, partially because of being able to just get the 3 treasures off of it, sometimes just because we can play more cards out from the exile. And the Fable of the Mirror Breaker actually was really cool. I like a lot of the interactions out of it. Would recommend for just a lot of decks in general. Like, this has just been a fun card to play. I do actually like how Magda worked, especially considering we were running Skullport Merchant. I might suggest maybe a 3rd copy Skullport Merchant just to give us a little bit better of a play against aggro decks for just another big early body. And its ability to sacrifice other things to draw means that it's still useful even against the control or other mid-range decks. But overall, I think it's really fun. Yeah, it's also, as you mentioned there, Heretical, it is a dwarf. So the card actually works really well with Magda. The thing is, I'm at the point where I'm not really sure what to trim to make room for those kinds of cards. It's like, I really like how Valky works, and like I said, Toxrill feels a little awkward. I think maybe cutting Toxrill, bringing another maybe Skullport Merchant, but at the same time, I kind of want to bring in one more maybe Wretched March of Sorrow, or even another Baleful Mastery, just because of just how light we are on answers to cards. So I'm not really sure what the best option is, but it's a fun deck. And it's very competitive, I feel. Like, we ended out overall, let me double check the statistics here. From today, we ended up going 7-3. So, that's a 70% win rate. That's actually really solid. Thank you for watching the video. Please leave a like if you enjoyed and subscribe for more content. If you'd like to join me while I stream, you can find me on Twitch, the link below. I hope to see you again in the next video and have a nice one.